Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Eva, and my channel is all about fashion, beauty, and all of that good stuff. On today's video, we are going to be doing a DIY kind of video because I realized that the last couple of videos we have just been sitting down and talking. So today I said, no, let us do some practical. Yeah. So what we are going to do today is the statement belt that I displayed on the thumbnail and this one that I have on right here. If you're interested in learning how to make it, please stay tuned to the end of this video. I am going to try and make it as easy as I can and explain as much as I can. Bear in mind that this is my first DIY video, but I am going to try my best for you all. How are you? How have you been? Let me know in the comment section. So these are the leather I got. This brown one is almost plain. It has not much design going on it. But this green one has like a crocodile back design embossed on it. And for this project today, that is what we are going to be using. I like the color too. So the materials that we're going to be using for today's project is my brown paper, my ruler, my marker, scissors, your tape, and of course your leather. So we are going to go ahead and draft the pattern on the brown paper before we trace it out on the leather. Here I'm trying to get the midpoint of the brown paper, and the only measurement that you're going to be needing is the circumference of your waist. What I'm doing right now is mark out the 13 inches, half of my waist measurement, and I won't be adding any seam allowance. At the side seams, I'll be going down by half an inch to create room for the addition of the belt waistband and also to make the outward extension as seen on the belt. For the outward extension, I am coming out from that half-inch mark by 3 inches. I used 4 at first, but I found that it was too long, so I took it down to 3 inches. Also, I would like to mention that I did not add any seam allowance because this belt is cinched. So when you lace it at the back, the side seams are going to fall in place. So I'm just connecting with my ruler to form a straight line from the half-inch mark to the 3 inches point. For the length of the belt, I am doing a 4 inches long belt. Yes, I feel it is statement enough, so the belt is going to be 4 inches long. Now I am coming in by half an inch so that I can curve every boxed edge. You will have to do that for all the 4 boxed edges. Make sure they are curved. When you have done all this, you will just trace out your pattern, and that is all you need to do for the front panel. For the back panel, all you need to do is get your spare brown paper and lay the front panel on it. You can lay it flat or you can have it unfold, just as I am doing here, but all you need to do is to trace out the exact thing that you have in the front panel. Then we can go ahead and change a few things to make it into the back panel. So just trace out the same thing you've done as the front panel. Now that you have done that, we are going to work on the back piece separately. What you are going to do is have it unfold, just like I'm doing, and take out 2 inches. That is 4 inches when it is open. But when it unfolds, it is going to be 2 inches that you take out. take out 2 inches from the top to the bottom of the back panel and cut it out. This is done so that we can make room for the corset loops and the lacing rope. That is all you need to do for the back panel. After you have cut it out, then your back panel is ready. I feel I am going too fast in this video, but please bear with me. It was terribly long, so I had to trim some things down. If you do not understand, please leave your questions in the comment sections and I will answer you. I promise. Now we are going to cut out our patterns on our leather. And what you're going to do is to cut out 2 pieces of the leather each for each pattern that you have. What I mean is, for the front pattern, you are going to cut 2 pieces of leather for it. So also for the back pattern. Just cut 2 pieces of leather each for the 3 pieces of brown paper that you have. If you do not understand, just look at what I'm doing. When you are all done, this is what you should have. 2 pieces each for each pattern. So now we are going to cut out the waistband of the belt. I am using 5 inches for the length of my belt. And all you need to cut out this waistband is the circumference of your waist minus the 4 inches you took out from the back panel. Remember that we took out 4 inches from the back panel. So mine is 26 inches minus 4 inches. That is 22 inches. So what I'm cutting right now is 22 inches wide band and 5 inches long. When I am done, I will fold it into two to give me 2.5 inches for the band. And this is what you will have, and that right there is the spot that we are going to put our corset loops. This part is totally optional, but what you can do is use glue or any gum that you have around and hold the 2 pieces in place so that they do not move around while you are sewing. However, if you can work with the both of them not getting in the way or moving around or disturbing you, then by all means proceed to start sewing. But if you cannot, this is something you can do for extra reinforcement. So I am using my E8000 glue and this plastic that I do not know what is for to spread the glue, after which I will very carefully place both pieces on each other. Another thing that you can do is to iron on some fusible interfacing in between your leather. You can use your wadding, you can use your stay, you can even use the very hard stay depending on how strong you want it to be. So you can do that if you really want it to be very strong and to hold shape even more. But I did not do any of that, and I do not know if I should have done, but this is how I worked with mine. So you are going to do the same thing for the back pieces, but not for the waistband. No, because you are going to need to open that up and sew when we start sewing. So you will gum just the front and the back pieces, excluding the waistband. And this gum is very hard to press out. What? Now we are done gluing. Let us get down to sewing. Are you ready? For this project, I am going to be using a dark green thread because I want the contrast against the green that we are working with. And also, do not forget to apply machine oil on your leather, also on your machine, and spread it around because otherwise it is going to drag and make a mess of your work. After you have done that, you will just run the entire pattern with a straight stitch all the way around for the three pieces you have. Now we are going to start coupling them, and what you're going to do is lay one piece on top of the other. And to sew, again, you are going to place one piece on top of the other and run a straight stitch all the way to the very end. Yes, that point is going to form a little O, but it is possible. Just find a way around it, place one on top of the other, and run a straight stitch all the way to the top of the belt. And when you are done, this is what you're going to have. It is going to be straight by the side and curve upward towards the end. And you will go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. When you are done sewing both sides, this is what you should have. And as you can see, it is already looking like the belt that we are making. Now onto fixing of the waistband. What you want to do is open it up a little bit, sandwich the body of the belt in between the waistband, and sew a straight stitch all the way around till the back of the belt. Yeah, that is what you do. Make sure they are sandwiched in between. When you are done, this is what your belt should look like. So I went ahead and I tried it, and I found that this extension was too long. So what I'm going to do is trim it down. So I'm going in by 1 inch and marking, after which I will trim it off. Now we are going to sew the decorative stitches on the waistband. After doing that, this is what we have. So what I'm going to do now is to sew again over the parts I trimmed off. And that is it. Very easy to make. All we have to do now is get our corset loops fixed. Also, I would like to mention that if you have pinking shears, you can use it and go over the hem for a nice zigzag finish. But if you do not, you can just use your normal scissors and trim very neatly around it, just like I have done. So days later, I had my corset loops installed, and this is what it looks like.
That is it, guys, for today's video. I hope you learned it. If you recreate, please tag me on Instagram so that I can see how yours came out. Thank you so much for watching. And also, to you all that do DIY videos on here, take your flowers, please, because my God, that DIY videos are different from what I usually do. So it was a whole new experience for me. It was unfamiliar territory, but wow, it is something. Y'all are doing great. Thank you so much. Keep up the good work. So yeah, this is the belt. Is it a hit or a miss? Have I done what I said I would do, or have I been doing my own stuff? Now we have made the belt, we are going to style it. Yes. So my next video is going to be on this belt. We are going to style it 7 ways. I am not just going to teach you how to make it. I am going to teach you how to rock it. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day now. Bye.